Hello everybody, Reggie Time here. This is another test video for the new way of doing things I'm thinking of doing. I'm doing this one because I messed up on the old one and I left players' names visible in the chat box area. So as soon as this video goes up, I'm going to delete the old one and then leave this one up for feedback. Probably going to continue doing them anyway, just because it's the only way I can think of. But I like to ask for feedback anyway, so that's what we'll do. Just going to switch tables while we tag this player who has less than 100 blinds. So we're going to hopefully have 3 tables going in just a moment. And now we do. So yeah, we're just going to be playing these 3 tables probably for about 45 minutes or so, and then putting the video up and see what you guys think. I haven't had too much feedback yet from the last one, but it's only been up 12 hours, so that's to be expected, I guess. So what we're doing is we have 3 separate tables, 3 separate scenes set up, and all the players' names blanked out. Excuse me. So hopefully that will not upset any Sky users who were concerned that their screen names and playstyle were being exposed. So hopefully we'll be able to make lots of these videos, because making live play videos is something I can do quite prolifically. I can do at least 3 or 4 a week, no problem, just by recording when I have the house to myself, or when my wife's upstairs in bed or whatever. Obviously, can't do them when I'm working through the day and we're playing through the day, and maybe the wife's at home or what have you. But there's no reason why I can't do at least 3 or 4 videos a week doing it this way. Whereas when we're doing it the hand review way, you've got to wait for enough interesting hands, and you've got to write them all into that awful poker hand replayer software, and it's not a major pain in the ass, but it's time taking up that could be spent doing other things like eating chocolate biscuits and watching TV. That's not to say I can't eat chocolate biscuits at the same time as inputting hands into a website. Nothing much going at any of the tables for now, so what we're going to do is just focus on the one table that we're at, unless something happens at another table. Then we'll start putting the switch on. No pair and just 2 very weak backdoors here with the 9-7, so we're just going to check it and give up. We had the slightly stronger draws. We could maybe have thought about taking a stab there. I've also moved my microphone to a different position, so this video will serve as an audio check for that as well. Calling an open from a pretty tight regular here on this table. Don't flop that well before into a c-bet. Excuse me. And we're just going to fall to this turn lead. We might have the best hand, but we can't really call down 2 streets. And I don't want to call there and be forced to try and bluff versus a river check, because quite often they're maybe going to have hands like pocket 10s, pocket jacks that just say fuck you and call anyway. Opening the king 8 here. And taking it down. problem with live play videos is sometimes it's like the odd minute or so here and there where there isn't much to talk about on the tables, and I run out of inane waffle. So there will sometimes be periods where you're just watching a table where nothing's happening that I fully accept will be a little bit boring and won't always hold people's attention, but hopefully it won't be too bad. I could 4-table, but that means finding some other space for my browser and OBS and things so it doesn't interfere with the tables. I only have 2 monitors, so I mean maybe we could just make the tables a bit smaller and do it that way, but I'm not a huge fan of 4-tabling and trying to make a video anyway, because it can start to feel just a little bit rushed at times. Not the worst flop in the world for 2-3s. No value in betting, of course. When someone leads out, we're just going to fold. Very deep here, deep stacked table. This player's pretty tight, not that prone to 3-betting. Need to be aware that the deeper stacks become, the more being out of position is a significant disadvantage. Start by checking here with the aces. We don't have a hand we can bet for 3 streets for sure, but we can maybe weaken our range somewhat. I like checking again actually. Maybe just going for 1 big street on the river. I think it's going to be hard to get called by worse here. Maybe if we bet like 110, you can look us up with pocket 7s or something if he gets really curious. Nope. No dice. Table 1, 3 limpers, 2 limpers. Sorry, we're not going to squeeze with a hand as weak as king 10 off. We're very likely to just get 2 callers and be left out of position in the big pot with king 10 off suit. Very likely king 10's behind his range here, but we're getting such good odds. We'll take 1 off, and that'll be that. The adventure is over. He only bets 30 here. Probably isn't that strong, but he's called 2. We have like just backdoor equity if we are behind 2 and ace. That just isn't sizing very well. So we just fold. Completed queen 10 here on this table. We flop nothing. We do have 2 overcards and backdoor straight draw though, so we're going to start with a lead. And then continue by folding. But I was going to say if we hit like a 9, 10, jack, queen, or king, or an ace, which is a lot of cards, we would have barreled the turn. But given we've been instantly raised by the big blind, then pulling queen 10 off isn't a particularly difficult thing to do. Flop very bad here. He dunks out immediately for like half pot. Good for him. 1 table, we've limped. Sorry, we've flopped trips in a limped pot. Start with a bet. I hope he's got an ace. We keep targeting ace-x here. Finally folds. Over here we isolate this dude again. This time he hasn't donked, so we're going to presume that maybe he's a bit weak. And just take a stab. We have some backdoor things going on if we do get called. That's the problem with donking. Once you start donking and not your strong hands, then when you start checking, it's just really easy for people to see that light against you. So you don't want to be like just donking all your strong hands, checking on your like weak and medium strength hands, because that's going to give you a problem. This guy just like led out straight away again here for a full pot, which is a little bit disconcerting. We're going to fold if he like bombs the turn. I mean, who knows what he's doing. My initial reaction to players like this is just that when they flop top pair or whatever, decent stuff, they bet. When they haven't, they check. And that's going to be my default assumption with this guy until we get to showdown against him. When he's taken that line and it tells me something different. He does seem to be quite aggressive with that. He's donked twice and he's just like raised there on a paired board. So maybe he's just some like really bad spewy player. Who knows? Kind of a weak play here just to complete with the 6-3 suited. But we're getting like 6-1 pre-flop or whatever, so can't turn that down, I'm afraid. Picked up a gut shot. Doesn't look like anyone's got anything much, so we'll take a stab. This dude couldn't wait to call. Given that we think he bets all this strong stuff, I'm not going to give him credit for a queen here. We're going to bet again, try and get him off that Jack 10, Jack 8, stuff like that. Deuce maybe. I'm going to bet here we can get value from ace-x. Some floats with just overs, etc. It called. The 10's a pretty neutral card. Is do we want to bet here now and charge draw still, or do we want to call river when we check back? We'll just continue betting, charging draws. Don't want to give him too many free cards on that board. This table seems to be where the action is. Right, do your donking pot thing, buddy, because I want to see what's going on. He does done. We're going to raise for value here and be willing to stack off. King 6. Okay, so my read that you were just donking strong for value was very wide of the mark. Yeah, I guess we'll take that. I guess we'll take it. You was fun. Left the 3-3 hand behind that we're giving up on and moving on to the 9-7 suited where we isolate a limper. And we flop just about as bad as we can. No pair, no draw. And we're just giving up here. Queen, Jack, King 3. Queen, Jack, and King 3. The best bit was neither of them had anything, and we were still in third place. Although we probably could have got both those hands to fold had we bet at some point. It's a strange time of year. I got put the heating on this morning and now I've turned it down to 20 degrees and I'm still feeling a little bit too hot. Yesterday we had the heating on at like 24 degrees and it was just comfortable. You live in an odd country in the UK. We live in an odd country for many reasons, not just the weather. It's a very odd country in general, but we don't do political commentary anymore on this channel because it upsets people. So we've opened with the Ace 10 there. It's got the folds. Ace Queen over here, so we're going to be looking to play this. Min raise and call. We are certainly going to squeeze. Call, we hit the ace on a very, very dry board. Start off with a tiny bet. 3 is obviously a really good card. 360 in the pot, 680 left in his start. We can bet like 140 here and jam the river. Or we can just bet 140 and take it down now. Again, I was saying a limper with a premium holding. Limp raised. Do I want to play 10s for 50 big blinds? No. So we're going to fold it. I'm going to tag that player green off camera. The limp raise by fish is usually an incredibly narrow range and polarized to just premium hands. I include ace king in that. Some players will like do it with ace king for sure. But not so much as aces and kings and things. You'll notice sometimes I'm min raising, sometimes I'm 3xing. My strategy is to like min raise in games where there's like reasonably aggressive players still to behind me, and then 3x if I think they're just passive players. It's nothing to do with the hand strength, it's everything to do with the table dynamics behind me. So don't think, oh, this guy's got a size intel. It's nothing to do with my hand strength, it's everything to do with. If for example we're playing 13L and we had like 3 bosses behind us and 2 fish here, then I would just minimize everything. If we're playing 13L and we had 4 fish, then we'll be 3xing or more everything. hand strength. There's absolutely no bearing on the sides I choose whatsoever. There's some players that 3-bet me a lot, and players like Coco, Pops, Liam, who 3-bets me a lot, Miles. There's several regulars, especially at 30, that do have like quite high 3-bet frequency. So when those guys are at the table, I'm just min raising. Sometimes even limping buttons if there's 2 of them in the blinds. And yeah, as you said, that would have been the point with 3xing at tables where there's a lot of like loose passive plays. This is the 3rd time this session we've 3-bet this dude. Extra limper in the pot here, so we're going to put an extra big blind on. We get called, and we don't flop very well, but he's just limp called. He doesn't rate to have too many strong hands in his range here, so we can go with a smallish c-bet and see what progresses. 8 of clubs turn is not a card I'm going to be barreling. We're just going to check and give up, I guess. It's going to be really sad when this guy just shows us pocket 9s or whatever. Well, he's not going to show us pocket 9s, he's going to bet them. But you know what I mean. We've just got like some like kind of weak pair. It's going to be sad because we could have barreled him off some of them. But sometimes we just get to win with Ace King. So happy days. I mean, I guess he had a hand like Ace Jack or something there, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe he just had Jack 10 and gave up. Who knows what these dudes are doing? Not me, clearly. Clearly, I haven't got a fucking clue what they're doing. Tic-tac time. Oh, we already had some out. I didn't need to rattle around, but never mind. Two jacks in the hole. We're squeezing this bad boy up. Put a pound on top, sir. So I do want to go for 2 streets or 3 streets here. Just 2. Bet pot, jam turn, bet flop, jam turn. I think it's going to be the line. Oh, he just folds. We've called an open here from a tight player. We've flopped a not flush drawn 2 overs, so we'll see you on the turn. Could bet here, but we do have some showdown value. Not against pairs, of course. going to bet twice here now just to get folds from maybe ace king and pocket fives, things like that. Bit of a loose open with the 4-5, but it seems like a soft enough table to get away with it. Completely giving up. You don't catch me c-bet bluffing in multi-way pots against passive players. 7-9, we could have got that to fold for sure, but I'm never too bothered about stuff like that. Maybe it's a small leak, who knows, but I don't care. Normally this is a very, very, very easy fold, but given that we are deep stacked, we're going to defend. We flop an open ender, so certainly going to stick around for one street. And not the turn we wanted to see. Nine bets again. Easy fold. We've isolated a limper over here. Well, we tried to. We haven't actually succeeded, but we tried to isolate a limper. We'll raise this dump bet. I hope not to get 3-bet because that would suck, but you might just be leading out with a 10 or a 7 here. 8 doesn't change anything, so we're not going to barrel the turn. We're just going to take the free card that our raise bought us, and we get there. He's not calling a raise. See, we have to raise, of course, but he's just not calling one. Unless he has 2 pair. Maybe he has a jack. If we're lucky. That was nice. Flop a nut flush draw so we can check or bet here, or call or raise. Just calling versus a pot size bet seems the most sensible, and it looks like we're going to have to lose all our stack here now if he continues betting. I won't be too comfortable if he bets really big here. Against 40 pence we have to call, of course. No point raising. Jack 5. Well played, sir. That's a sizing till we can put in the bank, isn't it? Pots when he likes it, blocks when he doesn't. We'll switch tables and put that note on now. Yeah, my note says he's small double donk second pair. Definite sizing tell post flop. So that's the note in the bag. We can take that to the bank. he checks it, so we can assume he probably doesn't have much of a piece, and yeah, just check folds. I always like to, if I think I've got a read on somebody, I always like to confirm it, either by playing more hands with them or just by observing them in pots of other players. Again here, the ace-6 suited a pretty miserable on table. We open the ace-6, you've been 3-bet by a tight regular, but we're so deep, and this guy's come along. So we are going to defend and flop the nuts, which is not unpleasant. This is annoying, him leading up for full pot, because it's probably going to make the regular fold when we call. So yeah, we get to stack this guy, but we don't get to rope the regular along, which is a shame. And again, the read perfectly confirmed. Bets big when he likes it, bets small when he doesn't. Perfect read. This guy's been all in 2 hands in a row. I'm slightly worried he's going to limp jam on me, but we still need to be trying to isolate. I mean, he's just been doing this. I mean, he has had pocket. I can't remember what he had, but it wasn't very good. But nevertheless, not calling with king 9 suited. Wouldn't hesitate to call with that ace jack there and pretty much all pocket pairs. Flop 2 pair over here in a blind versus blind battle against a regular. Take it down with a small c-bet. Again, over here, we're going to risk opening against the guy who's jamming a lot. It's a really small 3-bet. Now I hope he jams so we can see what this dude's small 3-betting with. We might have to try and find out the hard way, because we certainly can't afford to a 3-bet of this sizing. Then we can check fold the flop. I might get caught here with my hand in the cookie jar, but we're going to take a stab, try and get him on some ace highs. Now it's confusing. And now I think we just bet small. I hope he doesn't have ace king. King jack, right, okay. Interesting that he 3-bet small with king jack offsuit there, so we're going to switch tables and put the note on. Not a huge one, a 3-bet in ace queen versus middle position opens. Double flush draw and a backdoor straight draw here. We're going to start out with a bet. Take it down. Then we have the Cowboys. Min raise? Nope. No min raise. I'm going to overbet this flop and jam the turn. This board texture, we can get tons and tons and tons of value, maybe even raises the worst hand. Over here, this dude's going all in with an incredibly high frequency. Hopefully we find something before the end of the video to catch him with. We on table 2, we raised with ace-6, we got a call out the big blind, ace-9, sorry. We're going to bet small 3 streets. To try and catch him with a 10 or something. That isn't an ideal river. Getting thin now, I think we're actually going to check back on the heart. Jack Queen's got their hearts, I've got there. We do block hearts a little bit, but we might be a bit on the thin side. Yeah, we wasn't for the king of hearts, we could have got 3 streets from the 10 there, I guess, with that small sizing. King queen suited over here. If he goes all in, we'll be delighted. Well, not delighted, but certainly willing to gamble with a hand as strong as king queen suited against him. Let's go. Crushed. Oh. Oh. Oh! Motherfucker. Probably wiped out the profit for the session there. It got worse and worse, that board, didn't it? Worse and worse and worse. Lost some equity, turned more equity, rivered the fucking lot. What a bastard. Very unlikely 2 to good here, but 19 to 1. Let's go. What do you need? 5% equity. Didn't have that, but never mind. Even how Lucy's been, we're actually going to open up to 4x here. We also have aces on another table. This is the first time we've possibly had 2 interesting hands. We've got ace king at the third table. We've got interesting hands everywhere right now. We're going to scrap the ace queen because that is now less interesting on that board, and we're going to go to the aces. We have turned a queen with the ace queen, which we're betting. Just going to put this dude all in here. What he's got left. And checking the ace queen on the river because over here because a heart came, and we can't fall for this sizing. We're just going to have to pay him off and lose, I guess. Yeah, pretty annoying. Running bad versus the fish, but never mind. You're going to run bad at 10 and L. That's my way of looking at these situations. I mean, we've maybe still made a tiny bit of money during the video due to making 12 quid at the deep table. It's kind of how, to be fair, it's summed up how my last 3 weeks have gone in terms of kind of finding really good tables and good situations, but then just losing what seems like and what feels like more than my fair share of the bigger pots, but who knows. It's 2 or 3 weeks of how it's been going for me, summed up in a 40-minute video. Again, here we have hands too strong to fold, given how deep we are. And 100 blinds deep, I probably just muck the sevens. 200 blinds deep, I think we are correct in continuing. If this dude goes for his limp raise again, we'll be delighted to jam it in his eye. Just goes for the call this time. This guy's posted and then raised. I used to think that was people just posting and trying to buy the pot. It cost me a lot of money to realise that probably wasn't what was happening. So we're not going to be 3-betting. I used to 3-bet really aggressively versus people who posted then raised. But yeah, it didn't seem to work out as a particularly good strategy. We have short down value here, so there's no reason to bet. No idea what this means. Literally no clue. I get the feeling that big bet's coming on the river though. I get the feeling it's just going to about pot it. And we're going to have to fold. No. Fuck me, we've got a straight. You thick cunt, Reggie. That was a bet all day, Reggie. Fuck me. It's hard to win money when you river the nuts and don't value bet because you think you just have ace jack high. It's not going to be easy to win money when you do that shit. That was a crystal clear bet. Crystal clear bet. Just bet 120. He calls and raises and you just cry. But either way, it's a value bet and we fucked it up because we couldn't read the fucking board. However, over here on the crazy table, we have the 2 queens. Again, we're going to 4x because of our friend here in the big blind. Be nice if we could just flop the over pair versus him and get the job done really easily. That's possibly one of the worst turn cards you can imagine. It pairs the second pair, pairs what was the second pair on the flop, and it produces a flush draw. We don't beat very much at all here. But it's such a live one. We can't just fold to the first bet. Big bets are we're probably going to have to fold. Yeah, it's certainly have to fold versus that. Pretty annoying when the crazy guy just seems to own you. Pretty annoying. Deuces might be good here, but there's loads of ways that we just can't continue on future streets. And really, he's got 15 quid now, all because his queen jack went boom, 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 and beat me. That's pretty annoying. Way more annoying if it's a 30 now, of course, or 50 now. But still, nevertheless, it's annoying enough. Probably going to go for just 5 more minutes. I want to get the video edited and uploaded before I go take mother to return some shoes to a shop. Don't know why she couldn't just try to focus on in the shop, but she didn't. Got them home. Oh, they don't fit. No, you know. Perhaps you could have established that before you left the fucking shop, love. Instead, I've got to take it down. In fact, she bought them in Blackpool and she's taking them back to a shop in Barrow. So she's had weeks to fucking try them. Also, she decided now they don't fit. But the shop she's taking them back to is pretty close to a Subway, so I think I'll buy me a Subway dinner by way of recompense for my time and fuel. Quick test for all people who made it this far in the video. What is your favourite fast food chain? Like McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, Subway, Domino's, Pizza Hut, all those types of things. What is your favourite? Mine's Burger King without any fucking question. And if you guys disagree, then there's something wrong with this. The 3-bet here with the Ace King. We missed with this 6-5 that we opened, so you're not missing anything there. We just folded to a flop donk bet on a 10-3-3 board. Yeah, so we're going to play around to our blinds, sit out, and feel a little bit sorry that we can't stick around for this dude on this table. This dude right here, because he's been a lot of fun. And we can certainly give him the light blue tag. Defended the 10-5 suited here. This is a min raise. Check a doodle do all the way. I'm going to call this river if he bets. Some things we can beat. Not much, but we beat all his ace highs or most of his ace highs. No, then again, maybe we don't. Checked all the way, then potted it. You know, I've learned not to call pot size bets with bluff catchers, so we'll change the plan. And yeah, we're sat out with 2 tables now, so we're just going to end the video here. We have got a few more hands to play here, but it's no big deal. So yeah, let me know what you think of this new format. I like it. I think it's going to be just fine, but I'll be interested to hear what you guys think too. So yeah, please do let me know, and have a good day, everyone. Bye bye for now.